for you.
broadcast
I'll start with
dedicated to roots, culture, and
I
conscious
start with
reggae
he's
music.
one of the godfathers.
Hippie Far Reggae Rootscast airs every Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on WTHC Radio. It's recorded live in the Omen Honey Media Studios in the beautiful state of Florida, right here in Ocala.
I toured with him.
And I'm your host, Scotty the High Strung Hippie.
The Ragamuffin
and the
Festival
Rootscast
was
is a space created for reasoning, reggae, and
These
creative
really
flow.
Incredible
and every
shows.
week we sit down with the artists, musicians, and industry professionals to talk their story, spirit, music, and that I consciousness. We're digging into the roots behind the sound. We play their music, we share their message, and we reason honestly about life, creativity, and one love vibes. This is word, sound, power, and conversation. For a couple weeks with Jimmy Cliff meets meaning and vibration.
He was
meets voice.
Rehearsing in Jimmy's house.
So family, this one feels like a homecoming.
We didn't have any money.
Now, when a true elder of the music steps back into the circle, it's not just an interview. We didn't have any money. It's a continuation of a conversation.
Eat any food. We were hungry, and so Jimmy's wife was cooking food for the band members in Jimmy's house, and we got back to Hope Road and was like, I know Jimmy's got some food at his house left over from rehearsal, so Tyrone and me broke into Jimmy Cliff's house. Robert broke into his house. Stole food from his stove. We're there heating up the rice. You don't like it. You're at my show, I'm moving while your bitch get excited. I know my brother's got my back. I don't need no hyping. Middle fingers up to your third.
My wife's sitting next to me laughing her ass off.
It's the most embarrassing thing that you could ever imagine with a guy like him. So, you know what he did? He looked at us and said, I guess you guys must be really hungry. He went into his room, closed the door, and he never came out to greet us or nothing.
Oh, shit.
So we just kept eating. We kept eating and we left.
Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end. Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end. Coming up quick and I know you don't like it. You're at my show not moving while your bitch get excited. I know my brother's got my back, I don't need no hype man. Middle fingers up.
Everybody up the hill.
Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end. Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end. Coming up quick and I know you don't like it. You're at my show not moving while your bitch get excited. I know my brother's got my back, I don't need no hype man. Middle fingers up to your third eye. I got two eyes and they stay wide. I stay tripping. I know the system. Colder and darker the deeper you go. But bitch, I stay swimming. Killer whales got my back. I ain't worried about a shark and that's a fact. Leeches swimming round us, snakes in the cut. If you really get that cake, everybody wants a chunk. Where was you when that cake was baking? Where was you when I was living basic? Where was you when I was still only talking about making it? Where was you, clan? Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end. Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end.
Take me to the mountains where I give thanks and pray. Take me to the canyons where my ancestors lay. Bring me to the prairies, take me all the way. In the black hills where creation is made. Late nights, early mornings, got a call from my cousin. When you're native, you're in mourning, feel like I'm always running. That's just what you're born in, res life gets hectic. So when I tell you that I love you, know I really meant it. Found myself in positions, never thought I'd be living. No evil in my vision, my mission has been precision. Decisions made clear through broken dreams and ambitions. Spent nights wishing my streams would be millions.
Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end. Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end.
Come on. I stay treaded, stay afloat. Where's the rope? Can't lynch, grab the bow. Fuck the wait, it's time to roll. Grab the bow. Head hunting for the ones that hit me at my low. EST, don't make this EAZ. But yeah, I'm like, hold up. What? Don't need me, but I'm about to show up. Let's go. Double cup smell like a plant and glow up. Rocking with some owners and some bosses, what's up? Say your soul, yeah, I'm like, nuh-uh. Yeah, I'm not him, but I'm native as fuck. You know, already evil in the one eyes, huh? Who sees their own reflection? You know this ain't no flexing. But where was you when that cake was baking? Where was you? Where was you when I was living basic? Tell them now. Where was you when I was talking about making it? Where was you? Clan.
Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end. Stuck in my head cause I'm struggling, trying to advance on the better things. No focus on the evil shit. I know creator got me to the very end.
Everybody up the hill!
The 17 shit's always haunting me. Rather be a dull boy peeking at felonies. Ay, family on the crack pipe, sister ain't doing right. Wishing I could take my family out. We'd rather shoot and fight.
Word, sound, power, from the roots to the airwaves. Hippie Fari live on WTHC radio. From the vinyl to the vibes, yeah, the signal stays strong. Roots in the system, play the truth in the song. High strong hippie with the mic in his hand, broadcasting consciousness across the land. Friday night fire, no slack, no disguise. Real reggae wisdom under red, gold, green skies.
Brought to you by WTHC Radio, Stoner Records, and the Hippie Broadcasting Network. The following broadcast is being filmed in front of a live audience. Now, here's your host, Scotty the High-Strung Hippie.
Yes, that song never gets old, and neither does spiked eggnog. But anyway, you're tuned in to Hippie Fari Reggae Rootscast on WTHC Radio, a Hippie Fari live broadcast dedicated to roots, culture, and conscious reggae music. Hippie Fari Reggae Rootscast airs every Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on WTHC Radio. It's recorded live in the Omen Honey Media Studios in the beautiful state of Florida, right here in Ocala. And I am your host, Scotty the High-Strung Hippie. And the Rootscast is a space created for reasoning, reggae, and creative flow. And every week we sit down with the artists, musicians, and industry professionals to talk their story, spirit, music, and that I consciousness. We're digging into the roots behind the sound. We play their music, we share their message, and we reason honestly about life, creativity, and one love vibes. This is word, sound, power, and conversation, where consciousness meets meaning and vibration meets voice. So family, this one feels like a homecoming. You know, when a true elder of the music steps back into the circle, it's not just an interview, it's a continuation of a conversation that never really ended. So today, we're honored to welcome back a man whose guitar lines helped shape the heartbeat of reggae itself, a musician who stood on some of the most historic stages in music history and helped carry a message that still echoes around the world. This is his second time reasoning with us, and if you know anything about reggae, you already know this is a blessing. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming back the legendary Al Anderson to the studio. Al, what's going on, my friend? How are you today, sir?
Thank you. I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Awesome, man. Once again, thank you for taking time out of your busy night. I know you're always doing something. So the fact that you took the time to come on here is absolutely incredible, man. So once again, thank you. Many blessings. Love.
Thanks for having me.
Always, man. So this is your second time here, and it really feels like a continuation rather than a repeat. Now, how have the road and the music and life kind of been treating you since we last talked? I believe it was about 7-8 months ago.
Yeah, it's been really good. The end of the year saw us going out to Australia and selling out a bunch of shows.
Wow.
In New Zealand, and we had a nice run in Florida for New Year's throughout a couple states in Florida. So the year has been great. We were together at the show with Stick Figure in Virginia some months ago, and
yes, that's right.
Yeah, Stick Figure, Collie Buds, and it was just a lot. It's been a great year.
Yes,
it's been a great last year and old year, and it's been a really good new year. The coming of the new year looks good into the second quarter of the year. We'll be doing some work and going to the studio and finishing some unfinished recording that we've been involved in for quite some time now.
It's absolutely beautiful. And you just mentioned that show in Virginia. It was amazing. I got to do the podcast with you. Then I got to run up on stage after your set, give you a hug and say, it's Scotty from the podcast. And I know you're probably like, who is this fucking weirdo? But that was great to see you again, man. And now to have you back on is such an absolute blessing. So I know you have spent decades carrying this music around the world. What still keeps you inspired to get up, plug in, and hit the stage, man? I know that touring can be tough on some people, but others like you, it's natural.
It's just the younger children that are being brought by their parents and the elders. You have our crowd is between, say, mid-teens to 40 to 70, 60.
Right.
And, grandma's bringing her child's son or daughter to the show, and they're buying the merchandise, and they want to ask questions, what it was like being, in the Jamaican culture, because everyone is really interested more about the culture of Jamaica and the music there and what drove me there. How did I get there? And so it's really interesting. And that's what keeps us going, that, the audience is so relevant to the past, present, and the future of what the word whaler means, because a lot of people are using tribute to the whalers, and there's a lot of tribute groups. And what they don't realize that by, making a decision that you're going to use a branding where some of the original members are still alive, and this is their livelihood.
Right.
And so I would never step on the foot of somebody who's got bigger feet than me, because I know the answer to that. But the unfortunate thing is that there's a lot of groups that are using the Wailers branding, and they have had nothing to do with Bob Marley.
Right.
Maybe their parents were related to them or something, but they had nothing to do with the sacrifice of what Peter, Bob, and Bunny went through, and all the members that have passed recently, and the surviving members. It's been really difficult for us to, we're staying in our lane and holding on to the branding that we know that is the real deal.
Yes, that's an absolutely beautiful thing. And if you listen to our podcast we did 7 months ago, hippiefari.com, you can find it's with Al Anderson. You actually go into that very in depth, and it's pretty intense what you guys went through, and the amount of work that you put in, and a lot of it the record companies just kind of took from you.
Well, my thing was, there was before me, there was Peter and Bunny.
Right.
Bob ended up much in a better place than the two other Wailers that have passed. And then you got Carlton Barrett, who had worked so many years with the Upsetters and toured all over the place, did millions of sessions, and along with his brother. And then Wire Lindo and Joe Higgs,
right,
and Tyrone Downey and Seco Patterson and the I Trees. I mean, we worked so hard for the record companies to recognize that we were human beings.
Right.
And all human beings need is nurturing. You know, if you're a flower, you need sunshine and rain. And if you're a human being, you need good health, good food, and to be relevant and not just be a slave or a servant to anybody that felt that this was an entity just to capitalize off of, because that's not where it's at. It's a spiritual involvement that really entitles a lot of spiritual knowledge, not only from the record label, but for everybody that's involved with what Bob Marley and the Wailers' revolutionary experience was all about. And some people don't get it. They just think that like, oh, you guys made a lot of money. Didn't.
Right.
Yeah. You traveled all over the place. You met all these people. Did that. But still, that the wealth of all the recordings and the touring had a lot to do with being successful. Means that your children's children will eat because of your sacrifice. And I know that's exactly what Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer, Carly Family Man, Wire, Seco, everybody sacrificed all those years to give to the label, to get the music to the right place, and at the same time prosper along with what prosperity stands for.
Sure. Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. And I love that quote, prosper for what prosperity stands for. And that actually that rings true in all of his music and what you guys are doing today. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about the unbelievable reach of Bob Marley. I mean, the fact you can buy his t-shirts in Walmart, but not even that. It's, you know, I was in the punk rock scene. I was in like a rave scene, the techno music. Across any genre, you can ask a guy in a death metal band, or you can ask somebody in a Mormon choir if they like Bob Marley, and they're both going to probably say yes. We're like, that is the only musician, you know, I think that spans, you know, that reach and had that reach, and, you know, prosperity for, you know, what prosperity is. It's a beautiful thing. But when you step on stage today with the original Wailers, what does that mean to you now, maybe compared to earlier chapters of your life? Has it kind of taken on a different meaning, or is it still just the same?
I look at it as two different times in my life.
Okay.
There was the most successful, and there was the early beginnings when there was nothing.
Right.
And it went from nothing to something to where we couldn't even believe how successful everything was. And everything was fine until the reckoning came.
Right.
You know, the shooting, the separation of, you know, Peter and Bunny, and just all the years that they went through so many changes for us to prosper, you know, like they started it, we carried on the message, and we passed it around. You know, everyone's gotten, you know, all these groups are calling themselves the Wailers. Everyone's getting a piece of bread from it. So it had to be a divine intervention. So, because if it was not a reality, it wouldn't have, I think, spread so far. And it wasn't only Bob, it was the three of them. It started out the three of them. Bob was a really interesting figure because of his makeup, you know. He wasn't like the other two, you know, and the other two wasn't like him, but they were all the same.
Right.
You know, as I see it.
Absolutely.
And there was Jimmy Cliff. Harder They Come. There was no bigger star than Jimmy Cliff. When I went to England, 1972, I heard, you know, Owen Gray. I heard Jimmy Cliff, and Dennis Brown. I knew nothing of the Wailers.
Right.
You know, their music was being played on the pirate radio stations, but there was also a lot of, you know, and it wasn't competition or anything, but Bob used to take me to Four Aces in London, where, you know, I'd see a young Dennis Brown singing at a really high level. And, you know, he had the radio station, the BBC, rocking way before Bob Marley was, you know, in the saddle. And then you had other groups like that were on the Island label that opened for us. You know, we took them on tour and gave them that royal treatment of working with Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Right.
You know, Third World, Steel Pulse, Oswald, all these groups. We had an opportunity to share the wealth with all of them, and everybody came out real fine. So it basically, when I say Jimmy was the biggest star that, you know, was recognizable in the early 70s, along with Johnny Nash.
Yes, amen.
And, you know, they were part of the successful piece of spreading the word of reggae music worldwide, so everybody could get to understand just exactly what that word means. I don't put it down to one person or three people. It's like a multitude of energies that came together in the frequency that people were able to accept as a very beautiful thing. You know, when you hear some reggae music, thank God for reggae music, because, you know,
amen.
I played a lot of other musics before, jazz, everything, fusion, blues, folk, everything, but there's nothing like reggae music, and we really needed that to fill that gap. And then all the people who were real musicians in the music world realized that, wow, you know, this goes way back to the late 40s and 50s, ska, mento, you know, rock steady. You know, look what they missed out on. So, you know, that's when guys like Keith and Mick were really hip cats, you know, and they got involved in reggae music as well. They had their own label. They signed Peter Tosh, and they were reggae enthusiasts that, you know, it went just further than one situation.
Sure.
It had a multitude of frequencies that people were able to accept and love the sound and the culture. And that's what it was really all about for me.
100%, man. That's a beautiful thing. The frequencies representing the sound and the culture. That's incredible that you were actually there to absorb all that, man. It's a beautiful thing. So you've toured the world countless times. Are there places today where you feel that reggae is really resonating with, most importantly, the new generation? The younger kids we were talking about before the show?
Sure. New Zealand, Australia.
Wow, nice.
Samoa. And now Japan and China.
Yes.
And Korea. They've got reggae clubs in the Southeast Asia. I remember being in Thailand in a fish fry shack. You know, it was this little shack. Yeah. And they played our music, and nobody knew that I was in the Wailers.
Right.
And I would go there like 2 or 3 times during the week and just sit in, and I just saw all our posters. This guy was the owner was an enthusiast, but he didn't come to his restaurant much. And then one day he came and he realized who I was, and he was like, "Do you see all of this?" And I said, "I have no idea. I had no idea that, you know, reggae music was so huge in Thailand, you know." And so it's, these are the places that are taking on to the seeds that all the artists of Jamaica and so on have sowed, you know, Robbie and Sly, and
yes,
all the great producers, you know, Scratch and
yes,
Bunny Lee, Coxon.
Coxon, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and all the wonderful people involved in dub, Tubbies and Jammies.
Yes, man. Oh, God, man.
You know, they made a big change. And when you look at the mento and how it went from mento into ska and rock steady, and then the fusing dance hall, nobody liked the Jamaicans. You got to give them the crown. There's just nobody like these
Sure.
people. Nobody cooks like them. Nobody behaves
Right.
like them. It's a behavior pattern that without that, it wouldn't have that that stubborn arrogance that made it successful.
Right. That's beautiful, man. Yes, it's absolutely incredible. And you mentioned you were talking about dub. I had to bring up Augustus Pablo because damn it, man, that's just in green.
Oh, another one. Yeah, another one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the food. I'm a vegetarian, but when I wasn't, that you're talking about the Jamaican cooking, man. That oxtail and that curry goat. Oh my God, man, unbelievable.
But if you're a vegetarian, there is no better vegetarian than Jamaican.
Oh, you're exactly right. 100%.
Jamaican vegetarian cuisine. I was a vegetarian. I started in Jamaica, and I was for 25 years.
Nice.
You know, I slipped off a couple times because it was like, hey, that's all there is some fish and maybe a curry goat.
Yes, yes.
But it was about vegetables and rice, and when the early days of when tofu and bok chow became really popular in Jamaica. So I was a vegetarian for many, many years myself.
That's fantastic, man. So yeah, that's just the phenomenal food. Me and my wife lived downtown Orlando. There was this little Jamaican restaurant around the corner that it was just absolutely phenomenal. But yes, exactly right, man. So what can people actually expect from the original Wailers live right now? Kind of musically, spiritually, and energetically.
You're going to get a fusion of the three iconic artists that were my seniors and teachers. So we fuse Peter, Bob, and Bunny's music together.
Beautiful.
We play some of the catalog. And we also play our original material that we are writing. A lot of times we take contracts where people just want to hear legend. As long as we're able to play the music that we love, I don't mind doing that, but I don't want to do it for the rest of my life.
Sure.
I really want people to understand that Chet Samuels, Omar Lopez, and myself are singer-songwriters that write their own material. Clamper, along with Papa Nyako. And we all write our own songs. And it's just we want that opportunity to perform the music that we love, which is the music that I started out with from Peter, Bob, and Bunny, to be able to play my own music and the music that the original Wailers can create for the future. It's not so easy because I'm finding a label, and luckily we found a good executive management company, Ineffable, with
yes,
Igor Katz and Thomas Cousins, and my personal manager, which I've never really had a really good personal manager who takes care of the person in the music.
Right.
Robert Duderman at
Duderman. Yes. Shout out Duderman. Yes.
We love him, man.
Oh, hell yeah. We love Duderman too, man. He's the reason that I got you on the podcast the first time.
He's one of the best. I've had a lot of managers in my career. For us, he's the best, and the best advice and the best everything just comes out really well when you work with him. Which is a great thing for all of us, including the Ineffable executives. And then we have Wasserman and Wasserman at an agency, and Ira Goulding, or Gouldman, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
He is our agent that puts us on and gives us the right territories and audiences and amphitheaters to play in. And so we couldn't be happier about who's representing us. We just want to have that opportunity to get the distribution, and just it's turned into a business. When I come from the Fillmore East days. I lived in the Village, for many years, and I lived right around this. I lived on St. Mark's Place, right around the corner from the Fillmore East. And I got, when what was his name? Billy
Strings?
No, he owned the
I just had to
he owned the
Fillmore?
wow. He owned the Fillmore. I can't remember his name. He threw me out so many times. I'm supposed to know his name. But I mean, I used to go there like every single day, and I'd see Chicago. I see Albert King.
Billy Graham.
Billy Graham. He threw me. I would sneak backstage and
That's funny,
give weed to his artists.
Nice.
And he hated that on any level. He didn't even want anybody to be backstage and involved with the backstage area where groups are getting ready to go on. So I got to meet everybody. Traffic Free. Wow. Bloodwind Pig, that was just before Ian Anderson put that band together with Aqualung and all that. So all these groups that were coming from Europe, Maynard Ferguson, like I said, B.B. King, Albert King, Johnny Winter. I met everybody. Chicago, Terry Kath. I smoked a joint with all these artists when I was a young kid. And it's great. because of that environment made me want to go on the road and be part of the musical world of touring, recording. I wanted that. Yeah. And then, I had the opportunity to meet Stevie Winwood and Chris Wood, Dave Mason, and the guys from Free, Paul Kossoff, and Andy Fraser, and these guys, and Simon Kirke. And I met Chris Blackwell too. That's where I first met Chris Blackwell, was at the Fillmore East. And then they would go to the clubs in Boston, like the Boston Tea Party.
Right.
And I would always be there, and I'd see them again. And I got to know these artists really well, like Fleetwood Mac and so on. And
wow.
The original Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green and all that. Right. He taught me a lot. Carlos Santana had a lot to do with my guitar upbringing in my world. He was really kind to me, along with Neil. I met Neil Sean when he was probably 16 or 17 years old in Boston at the Boston Tea Party. And I would see them all the time when they came through. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to play guitar. And I saw the behaviors and the attitudes and how these guys did sound checks, and how they, how Johnny Winter wrote songs. I asked Johnny, how do you write songs? He said, it's all inspirational. It's all from the heart. Him and Dwayne Allman taught me how to play slide guitar.
Wow.
On a garbage can backstage smoking a joint at the Fillmore East.
Yes.
So I really wanted that. And so I met these people that gave me that opportunity. And Woody, the saxophone player, and Paul Kossoff said that they were going to do solo projects, and maybe I should come over and get in on the session. So I was like, wow, I never thought about moving to England to live. And then I had another invitation from Bud Parks and Martin Drover from a jazz group. And so I was like, okay, I took them up, and, they got me a place to stay and got me in the studio. And then I reunited with Traffic and Free. And I just happened to be at Paul Kossoff's house one night, the lead guitarist of Free, and Chris Blackwell called him to do the overdubs for Naughty Dread.
Wow.
And he wasn't in condition to do any guitar playing, so he let me substitute for him, and that's how I met all the guys again. It was Maynard Ferguson's band was the band that I first came over to England, lived with, and then I got with Woody, and I got to see Paul Kossoff and Steve Winwood all the time. They were always at Island. And, I had Nico and Eno was there. Roxy Music, John Martin.
Roxy Music?
Oh, yeah, man. Those guys are
my bro, I am, man, I that song More Than This, by wow. There's nothing better than that. Woo, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, Nico and Eno. There was Island was really interesting, but the first label I worked for was with Richard Branson. He signed me to a deal with working with Delroy Washington. That was the first of my being able to go in the studio and record, was with Richard. And then, island always had parties. And when I got over there's Roxy Music, there's Free, there's Traffic. Oh, I remember this guy. And so that's Al from New York and all that.
Let him in.
So,
that's great.
Yeah, and they gave me that opportunity to be on all those records. And if it wasn't for Paul Kossoff and Chris Wood, I would have never met any of the Wailers.
That is absolutely incredible, man. Wow, it's like you don't get this anywhere else other than, actually talking to people like yourselves. I mean, it's a lot of the nostalgia has been lost, with the whole streaming platforms. You don't get stories, you don't get backgrounds, and that's why I love podcasts, because this is absolutely phenomenal, man. This information is absolutely priceless. So speaking of all of these voices and all these people that were so influential in your life and your musical career, can we kind of switch gears a little bit and give some honor to the legends, the influential legends that we've lost? We go ahead and start with Jimmy Cliff. James Chambers, born in 1948. He was in the movie The Harder They Come. He was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010. Songs like Many Rivers Across, You Get It If You Really Want. What did he mean to reggae, in your opinion, as a global movement? And what do you remember most about him?
I got a good story for you. I'll start with that. I start with he's one of the godfathers of film and musicianship for the Jamaican Musical Society. One of the godfathers. I toured with him the Ragamuffin Festival with UB40 in New Zealand and Australia. These are really incredible shows. And he was just he was always kind to me. We talked. I played on one of his albums that went platinum. I know the story I have for you is, this is a really funny one. Tyrone Downey, the keyboard player for Bob Marley and the Wailers, was going on tour for a couple of weeks with Jimmy Cliff. And he was rehearsing in Jimmy's house. And we didn't have any money then. It was early 70s, and we didn't have any money to eat any food. We were hungry. And so Jimmy's wife was cooking food for the band members in Jimmy's house. And, we got back to Hope Road, and it's like, hey, we don't have any money. We're hungry. And Tyrone goes like, oh, man, I know Jimmy's got some food at his house left over from rehearsal. So Tyrone and me broke into Jimmy Cliff's house.
Yes.
Robbery. We broke into his house.
French down rob. I love it.
Stole food from his stove. We're there heating up the rice and peas and callaloo that was left. And he walks in and catches us.
That's
I mean,
my wife's been next to me laughing her ass off. This is funny.
It's the most embarrassing thing that you could ever imagine with a guy like him. So, you know what he did? He looked at us and said, oh, I guess you guys must be really hungry to break into my house and rob the food off the stove. He went into his room, closed the door, and he never came out to greet us or nothing.
Oh, shit.
So we just kept eating. We kept eating and we left. And we got back to Hope Road and said, do you believe that? And I was like, oh, my God. And that's one of them. And then, after that, I got to know him really well by touring with him. And we sat in a plane for like every day for a month. And we talked about, Bob and the Wailers and, the record label that was doing dishonesty to most of the artists that were signed to them. Because, I always think that if you're the CEO of a record label and you really, truly are involved in the artist's culture and their careers, is that you're going to do the right thing for them.
That's right.
From the beginning to the end. Because you're only going to prosper when the artist is really getting the most from what a record label can offer. But by depraving them in Jamaica, for some reason, you get even more by depraving them. Because there's nothing there to help them. There's no tour support. There's no financial funding. And the royalties are always shady. So they always go the extra mile and they write better songs. You know, the American artists kind of like fall off and, you know, they're in rehab and they're really depressed and whatever. But the Jamaicans keep going. They just they keep out-producing the last record, a better product, you know.
That's their rehab, man. That's beautiful.
Over and over and over, they just keep reproducing better material as the worse the conditions that are offered to them, and that's what we went through. That's primary of what we went through with, you know, the record label that we represented, because we were never on the live albums. We were never told we were being recorded, for instance.
Right. Yes, I remember you talking about that on the last podcast.
And so I think that the performing rights societies of all worlds should protect artists.
Amen.
You know, because that's, you know, that belongs to you, your being and your image and whatever is put together on behalf of your being and image and all that what you put into, you know, your publishing that belongs to you. If you want to share it, right on. But a lot of artists today aren't sharing their publishing with anybody. They're really selfish, and they're benefiting from at the maximum rate of returns.
Right.
And so we didn't have it so good. We didn't have tour support in the beginning. And if anything was being bestowed on us, know that at the end of the road, that was taken away from you first before you saw anything. So, you know, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Peter Tosh and Money, and, you know, they didn't have tour support, but they got support to be on the road. But whatever money they did make was taken away from them. So there was nothing in the end. So if you have nothing in the end, what is there to start from your new beginning?
Right.
So it's very difficult. It's really great when artists have real and true management, real and true record companies that really care about them. And you can see who's really on top, like people like Beyonce and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And these incredible artists like Vibes Cartel, doing well, Buju Banton. They have a serious muscle behind them. Not to say that they didn't go through changes in the early parts of their careers too.
Right.
So it's always good to have that society that is protecting the artist and is doing the right thing. So if you are prospering, you can reinvest everything in to give better product to the universe of your fans.
Sure. 100%, man. And you just nailed it on the head. It's not just you. It's all about the team that's behind you, man. And that's man,
1,000%.
Yes. And once again, shout out to Duderman that you had mentioned.
Oh, big
earlier.
up, Robbie.
Yeah.
Yes. To you and family.
Absolutely. Puts on some of the best fucking, I mean, you always see Duderman in every damn reggae show in Florida, all around, just doing the work, putting it in so people can hear the music. It's a beautiful thing, not just management, but putting on the shows and just bringing the reggae music to the people. So
one of the hardest working men in show business. One of them.
Yes, 100%, without a doubt. And you see his logo everywhere. It's the state of Florida, Duderman Production. Absolutely beautiful thing, man. So mentioning the that was fucking hilarious about you getting caught eating
Yeah. He didn't even care.
He just walked in his room. He's like, you know, oh my God. Like what? He's probably like, I don't even know what the hell to say about this, dude. I'm just going to bed. This is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
These
guys got to be hungry.
Yes.
And we were real hungry.
That's amazing. But let's move on to one of the next legends that recently, very, very recently passed, Cat Core, Third World. The famous, 96 Degrees in the Shade. He's a fellow guitarist, band leader. What impact did he have on reggae, and musicianship, straight up, in your opinion?
Cat was, he was like uptown, downtown, crosstown, midtown.
Beautiful.
He was one of those guys that everybody recognized as David Core's son, who was the finance prime minister.
Right.
We befriended really early. In fact, Ibu Cooper was one of the first musicians I met when I first came from Norman Manley Airport. He was fixing a piano for Bob at Tough Gun. He had just acquired Tough Gun record company.
Right.
And there was a little rehearsal room in the back of the studio. He was in there fixing a Fender Rhodes, actually. And I asked him, what's your name? He goes, Ibu Cooper. I said, you play? He says, I'm a pianist in Third World. And then I wanted to know who Third World was, and I found out and became very close friends with Stephen Core.
Wow.
He is well-spoken. He was very intelligent.
Very much
truly a reggae ambassador for Jamaica on the highest level, along with all the rest of the members.
Yeah.
Wow, it's there's a big hole in the bucket now. When he was around, you felt like you had a full jar, because he was intelligent, witty, funny, talented, classically trained, impeccable speech, like just the words he would choose to have conversation with you would never forget. And he could have been a stand-up comedian. He was just an incredible being, and I miss him greatly. We talked all the time. I toured with him. In fact, if it wasn't for Cat, he changed my life in a lot of ways when I met him. I knew a bunch of Dennis Sandoli picking techniques, which I passed over to him, and him and Earl Chinna Smith taught me how to make the ska on the guitar. And
wow.
I'll start with the Lyceum performance. They opened for us at the Lyceum when we did live at Lyceum. And for some reason, my whole guitar rig went down. And I had maybe 10 minutes to find a Rebany to get a sound for the recording with No Woman, No Cry and all those songs you guys like.
Yeah.
So I got my direct guitar sound from my rig going down to running to the bus and begging Cat for one of his effects to help enhance my guitar sound. So he gave me a phaser, like an MXR small Stone. And I plugged in that thing and I heard the sound. He gave me that sound for the Lyceum recording. And I had like minutes, because it was going to be a hard night for me if I didn't have that little extra nitty gritty, you know?
Yes, of course.
And so we became like really good friends. We spoke all the time. We did gigs back to back. We went on the road with them in Inner Circle. You know, he was part of Inner Circle. So was Chinna, and I was close with Jacob Miller and all the guys in Third World, you know. They were brothers, you know, they were my brothers. And in my early days of living at Hope Road, he came to Hope Road to see me, because we would always get together and, you know, have a smoke, have a serious talk about music and equipment, because he always wanted to know more about, he was always asking about the better amplifiers, what new companies that are making, you know, really advancement in signal processing and guitars. And he's really hip cat. And I said, I sleep here, because there was no beds in Hope Road at that time. And there was a lot of people that Bob had under his wing protecting them. So I slept on the floor with like an army of soldiers, you know. And I had a piece of cardboard and an extra large towel. He says, "This is where you live?" He says, "Nah, man." He says, "You're my brother." He invited me to come and live in Vale Royal, which is like it's like a palace to me, my humble beginnings. So I stayed there for like 5-6 months. His mother gave me cornmeal porridge and rice and pea.
Oh yeah.
And fried fish on Sunday. And I saw his father in his office. He'd always salute me, and I knew his brothers, and his mother treated me really well. He's really something special to me, man. The whole universe mourns the passing of him, and my condolences to all his family and friends. God bless all the core family and all the friends and all the world. I know how you guys feel. We've been through this too many times, and all we can do is pray that we keep the ones that are here healthy, conscious, and never stop fighting for life. And the saddest thing is that all the times we were talking over these last 2-3 years, we speak like during the week and at the end of the month, and he'd come off the road, he'd call me, I'd call him. We had great conversation, and I never knew anything was wrong because he was so funny. He was always talking about what was happening, in his world. And I know what really hurt him when he lost Rupert Ben. He told me that it's like a sword going through his heart to know that Rupert wasn't working with him anymore, and it's really hard for him to carry on, knowing that how Rupert suffered in the last days. So I knew that Rupert was really infectious to him on how he felt about wanting to keep the third world branding and the music going, the machine going. And without Rupert, who was an essential link in their program. So he was sad, and then, I got that unfortunate telephone call that he's graduated, and it's some of the saddest days of my life now. Now that you mention it, I mean, you can laugh and cry, but this is a kick in the head that you're knocked out. This is a knockout, and we've just lost so many greats that it's, why don't they take me? Why would they take him? It's just unfair, and I'm so proud that I've known him, his band, and his family for so many years, and how kind he was to me as a brother, a musician, and a friend. And it was never competitive, because the music world is a very competitive world. It's like the MMA of sound sometimes.
Right. That's actually a really good way to put it. And there's really, I just lost my mother about 3 months ago, and I feel that, it stings. Life does not prepare you. Your heart and your mind do not get along when you lose somebody, because your mind is like, they're in the right place, they're in a better place, but your heart is like, I fucking miss them.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do to stop that battle. I mean, it's like your body disagrees with you when you lose somebody you love, and it's just, I don't think there's anything that can ever prepare you for it. And I totally feel your pain 100%, man. And definitely will be missed. But the music definitely carries on through people like you. And it's a beautiful thing that are people like yourself, like Al Anderson, to be able to carry on the legacies of these beautiful people through your music, through your words, through your true heartfelt, sympathies, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, their hearts and frequency will be with me for the rest of my days here. Hopefully that the band is fantastic, and I think Kat brought Kumar on board so that he could carry on. I hope that's what that was all about, because the camaraderie there seems really joyful.
Right.
So that they can continue to keep working, because they need to keep going.
Amen.
He would want this, and I think that he brought Kumar on board for this graduation.
That's beautiful to think about. It's that I consciousness, man. I mean, it's working even, when we're when we're not. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. So, I'm gonna in closing. I know you're a very, very busy man, and I want you to get back to your studio work and doing what you have to do, because God knows the world needs it right now. How do you, or in my question, how do we as a people preserve reggae as a living culture and not just a nostalgic genre of music?
Make a contribution spiritually through prayer or financially. Support your artists. Buy the streams, go to their concerts,
buy the merch,
get the merch. That goes a long way.
Yeah,
and just be a part of their career where you're interacting with the music and the culture that you do truly love.
Amen. Absolutely. That's beautiful, man. So what's coming up next for the Wailers, Al? Mainly, what are you most excited about that's coming up next for the Wailers? The releases, tours?
Some releases?
The original Wailers, should I say? Sorry, let me correct that. What's up next for the original Wailers, not the Wailers, the original Wailers?
Yes. Some original material.
Beautiful.
Some really interesting collaborations. Don't want to mention them too fast because I want to make sure I get the artist permission.
Yes.
And we have something coming up with Michael Franti for a week.
Great, man. It's absolutely fantastic.
I'll send you the dates so you could let everybody know that we'll be touring with him for, I think, around 7-8 days coming up here this year in the next quarter.
Fantastic. And it's interesting that you said that you wanted to make sure that your collaborations were set before you said anything. I know the same thing being on a podcast. I'll have a guest commit. I'll be so excited. I'll start promoting it. And then they're like, I can't show up.
Yeah, exactly.
So I totally feel you on that. So now my final question for you, Al. After everything you have seen, everything you have played, and everything you have lived, what does reggae still mean to you?
Well, first of all, without the Jamaican people and the love that they showed me when I first came to the island, there would be no me. I don't think that a lot of things would have happened for me in the States because there was so many talented musicians that I was affiliated with in the States. And it wasn't like going to Jamaica, I got recognized, but when I went to Jamaica, I got recognized. People were like, hey, this guy can play a little bit, giving him opportunity. So without the Jamaican people, God bless all the Jamaican people and all my friends and families there. They're the ones who made me the artist I am today. And without them, I would have a very humble lifestyle. And I think that they have been the majority of my successful days was working with Peter, Bob, and Bunny.
Beautiful.
And all the Wailers, all the real Wailers. There's a bunch of people that call themselves the Wailers. I'm talking about the real Wailers.
Amen.
God bless the I-Trees. They're all still alive.
Amen.
God bless them all. And so I bless the whole Wailers family.
Yes.
And those are the people that I give my most, how can I say this? I give my heart to them because they're the ones who made me the artist and the person I am today with their music. It's their music. And I came to Jamaica as a servant to serve singers, songwriters, producers, and artists, and not to, there's no star forecast in my alignment. I just am a service for the musicians and the artists and the music. And I'll continue to do that for the rest of my days. Service to music because that's where it's at.
That's absolutely beautiful, man. And I can just say before we close, there's 2 podcasts where tears have welled up in my eyes. The first one was with you. The second one was with you.
Oh, wow.
Al Anderson, thank you so much, man. You bring a passion to this show that most people don't bring, because you were there. The way that you talk about the music, the way that you talk about these artists, the way that you deliver the stories. And I've never laughed so hard either was on this podcast when you were talking about Jimmy Cliff.
Yeah.
But you bring something so special. I am honored to know you and to have been in contact with you, and for you to talk to me is such a beautiful thing. And to deliver this message and deliver your words to the world and the people listening right now is far beyond anything I ever thought that I would be able to do as a human being. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with the world what you have to say. Al, thank you so much for coming on this podcast, my friend.
Thank you for your kind words, and thank you for having me this time.
Always, and I can't wait to do it again. So, folks, I will say that there is strength in unity. Build your community. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and shoot me an email, info@hippiefarI.com, and check out our website, hippiefarI.com. And catch me right after this Rootscast for Word, Sound, Power, Conscious Reggae Radio Show. I'm opening up the show with a 1 hour block of the original Wailers music. Definitely don't go anywhere. Just keep it fucking locked right here. WTHC. And this is Scotty the High Strung Hippie and Kira the Irie Empress, reminding you to speak your mind before somebody else does it for you. And do something nice for somebody today. Grab flowers for your partner. Smoke out a stranger. Slip the homeless man a buck. But whatever you do, do it from the heart, because all good things start with the heart. Peace, love, and Rasta rhythms are all a part of this reggae revolution. One love, fam. Rastafari. Don't go anywhere. Stay locked. WTHC.
And say
Go ahead, Al.
And say a prayer for the Cat Core family and
100.
the Third World Band.
100%. Thank you so much, Al. We love you, man.
Welcome to the shop where the colors come alive. Collectors dream and never shine like fireworks in the sky. Stacked to the ceiling with stories in light. Magic in the air when the toys play at night. Robots spinning, Game Boys flashing, action figures strike a pose. Barbie's got her sunglasses on, G.I. Joe's in hero mode. Arcade lights and vintage signs, glowing warm and bright. Everybody smiles when the toys play at night. Race cars roaring down the aisle like thunder and chrome. Furby's waking up like they just found home. Every shelf's a treasure map, everything feels right. Step into the wonder when the toys play at night.
Nugs of many sizes, munchies, trippy friends, and stash jars are some of the gifts you'll find here at LoveNugbuds.com for a unique gift for your 420 friend. Love Nug Buds will have what you want in the end.
What's up, everybody? It's Rich from Rebel Sounds Rising, and we are getting ready to celebrate our 2-year anniversary, February 7th at Rising River Brewery in DeCountry, Pennsylvania, bringing you up close and personal sets with Rebel Family, Elephants Dancing, L&J Sessions, MSJR, and Dylan Peters. You're not going to want to miss this one. Tickets are selling fast, so get them at www.risingriverbrewing.com. Make sure you're there because you're not going to want to miss this. 2 years, Rebel Sounds Rising. See you there.
Are you searching for affordable products and great rosin? Well, look no further. Whether you're keeping it simple or going all out, we've got you covered. Sunny's for everyday deals, and Hash RX for that premium fire. Sunny's keeps your stash affordable, giving you value every single day. When you want the best, Hash RX. Oklahoma's premium live rosin. No solvents, no shortcuts. Affordable or premium, the choice is yours. Find us at Oklahoma dispensaries.
From the
the vinyl to the vibes, yeah, the signal stay strong. Roots in the system, play the truth in the song. High strong hippie with the mic in his hand, broadcasting consciousness across the land. Friday night fire, no slack, no disguise. Real reggae.
The fuck is that noise? You guys hear that shit? Oh. Yes, I do.
Listen up, children. Now the story I first heard from a long time ago was never to go out in the woods all alone. People go missing and never make it home. No decent burial, not even one bone. Portals hidden in trees, no you can't see him. He's calling shots far beyond Dick Bag and Trim. A buddy 2 lamps short, I heard him yelling at him. Well, if you wanna burn your slash, won't you do it down where? Swatches taking chances, crossing streams and breaking branches, popping seeds and growing trees, and stopping avalanches. He won't take no for an answer. There's no going back if he won't let you. Growing trees is all he knows, and peeping at you through the upstairs window. Floodwaters, rock slides, better know where you're at. 36101 Redwoods attack. You gotta stay on the road when you're leading the black. There's people flying off the edge just like fruits is a cat. If you show up, take a second, don't forget where you're at. Now don't get caught in your tits, that's a C-Spot's trap. Now all aboard, come along to the back of the woods. From the song and sing along, it'll be all good. Swatches on heaven. Much about the squatch and his beers. I'm trying to make an honest living and be just like him. I'd like a cabin in the woods with the license that says you fuck with me, you fuck with squatch, and that's the way it is. It's squatches taking chances, crossing streams and breaking branches, popping seeds and growing trees, and stopping avalanches. He's starting trendy dances, using CBDs for curing cancers. No one grows like he grows. You might be smoking on his endo. Swatches on heaven. In 707. Swatches on
So, what can people actually expect from the original Wailers live right now? kind of musically, spiritually, and energetically.
You're going to get a fusion of the three iconic artists that were my seniors and teachers. So we fused Peter, Bob, and Bunny's music together.
Beautiful.
We play some of the catalog, and we also play our original material that we are writing. A lot of times we take contracts where people just want to hear legend. As long as we're able to play the music that we love, I don't mind doing that, but I don't want to do it for the rest of my life.
Sure.
You know, I really want people to understand that Chet Samuels, Omar Lopez, and myself are singer-songwriters that write their own material. Clamper, along with Papa Nyako. And we all write our own songs. And it's just we want that opportunity to perform the music that we love, which is the music that I started out with from Peter, Bob, and Bunny, to be able to play my own music and the music that the original Wailers can create for the future. It's
leading the way, shining bright like the healing rays. 420 patience, we stand as one. Safe access for everyone. Oh, we rise up, lifted higher. Medicine fueled by love and fire. Together we blaze, together we laugh. Patience for safe access.
The following production has been brought to you by the Hippie Broadcasting Network, WTHC Radio, and Stoner Records. Now, here's your host, Summer Parker.
So, now my final question for you, Al. After everything you have seen, everything you have played, and everything you have lived, what does reggae still mean to you?
Well, first of all, without the Jamaican people and the love that they showed me when I first came to the island, you know, there would be no me. I don't think that a lot of things would have happened for me in the States, because there was so many talented musicians that I was affiliated with in the States. And it wasn't like going to Jamaica, I got recognized, but when I went to Jamaica, I got recognized. You know, people were like, hey, you know, this guy can play a little bit, giving him opportunities. So without the Jamaican people, God bless all the Jamaican people and all my friends and family there. They're the ones who made me the artist I am today. And without them, I would have a very humble lifestyle. And I think that they have been the majority of my successful days was working with Peter, Bob, and Bunny.
Beautiful.
And all the Wailers, all the real Wailers. There's a bunch of people that call themselves the Wailers. I'm talking about the real Wailers.
Amen.
God bless the I trees. They're all still alive.
Amen.
God bless them all. And so I bless the whole Wailers family.
Know that? Yes.
And those are the people that I give my most, how can I say this? I give my heart to them because they're the ones who made me the artist and the person I am today with their music. It's their music. And I came to Jamaica as a servant to serve singers, songwriters, producers, and artists, and not to, there's no star forecast in my alignment.
calendar next week. You really did. I got absolutely nothing on it, but the chances I hang out or bleed. It's a slow day for me, and it's a no day for you. Don't you ask me what I do, 'cause I'm through with you. You ask me if I can make it, I think you think I might. I got a couple of plans tonight, and one is to stay out of sight. Go, Johnny, go! Any free time coming up? What is that? There's no such thing as time is money, and I ain't got none for you, buddy. It's a slow day for me, and it's a no day for you. Don't you ask me what I do, 'cause I'm through with you. Next time someone wants to know what's my schedule like, why are you asking? I think I'll tell them I'm hanging out with you. Sorry, it's a slow day for me, and it's a no day for you. Don't you ask me what I do, 'cause I'm through with you.
I knew that Rupert was really infectious to him on how he felt about wanting to keep the third world branding and the music going, the machine going. And without Rupert, who was an essential link in their program, so he was sad, and then I got that unfortunate telephone call that he's graduated, and it's some of the saddest days of my life now. Now that you mention it, I mean, you can laugh and cry, but this is a kick in the head that you're knocked out. This is a knockout, and we've just lost so many greats that it's, why don't they take me? Why would they take him? It's just unfair, and I'm so proud that I've known him, his band, and his family for so many years, and how kind he was to me as a brother, a musician, and a friend.
To the shop where the colors come alive, collectors dream and memories shine like fireworks in the sky, stacked to the ceiling with stories in light, magic in the air when the toys play at night. Robots spinning, Game Boys flashing, action figures strike a pose, Barbie's got her sunglasses on, G.I. Joe's in hero mode. Arcade lights and vintage signs, glowing warm and bright. Everybody smiles when the toys play at night. Race cars roaring down the aisle like thunder and chrome. Furbies waking up like they just found home. Every shelf's a treasure map, everything feels toys, play at night.
The following program is being brought to you by the Hippie Broadcasting Network, WTHC Radio, and Stoner Records. Now here's your host, George.
Hello. Hi, hello, everybody. And look who's here. It's Hippie.
Hi, everybody.
Hippie's going to be a co-host tonight.
I'm going to try my best. It says broadcasting probably. I hope. So far, so good. We got 2 people here. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you for coming in. So
absolutely, I'm excited. I love hanging with you, man. I enjoy your stories, and I enjoy your collection. I used to be a collector. You know that. I used to. I used to be a person who went to auctions and bought storage lockers. So it's something I enjoy. So I'm excited to talk to you.
Yeah, that's great. I like that you sort of like what I like too.
Yeah, we have a lot in common.
Yeah. Well, and tonight's show is all about collecting and hoarding. Now, there's a fine line between hoarding and collecting, but sometimes collecting is hoarding and is okay, but then sometimes hoarding is collecting and it's not okay. I know that's confusing. It depends what it is. If you're collecting stuff as an investment, then that's great. And that's what my collections are. Everything that I buy, everything that I have, it's all for future money, future projects, art projects.
Are you concerned? Hi, Sean. How are you? Aren't you concerned that you went? I mean, what is your goal? To leave it to the young lad? I mean, and then it's his job to get rid of it.
Who's ever left after me? Yeah, if they want, they want.
Have you never heard those stories though, like of the people who've gotten stuck with their parents' collection or hoard?
Absolutely.
And
you know what?
You bought a hoard recently.
I know. I get to have that stuff for a nice price because they don't want it.
Yeah, no, I get that part, but now you have it. And what's your son's name, if you don't mind?
It's Aragon.
Aragon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He is going to be stuck with this. Now, I mean, maybe he loves it. Yes, let's hope he loves it, right?
Yep.
But if he doesn't, and his mind might change in the future, you never know. When they become 18 or 19, they start thinking for themselves, and then they become pains in the. Well, anyway, that being said, I've seen people who have suffered traumatically from their parents leaving them quite the hoard. And,
absolutely. I have seen that. I used to clean out houses.
I feel like Dr. Phil.
I would hear exactly that same thing from people, and there's been numerous houses I've cleaned out in the past, and the parent either passed away or went into a home, and the kids raided the jewelry box, and that was it. Everything else was left.
They didn't care anything about anything else. I mean, I did a lot of house clean outs myself, but they were usually like dumps, and you would get whatever was left if you wanted it. And it was like, take out everything, put it in a dumpster. If you find something you like,
I've gotten fortunes out of houses, and even like the hoarder house that I talk about all the time.
Yeah.
That one there was at least $100,000 worth of stuff in there, and it was literally trash everywhere. So you have to go through things to find where all this is. And the funniest thing with that guy is that he collected books. Like, he loved reading, but the majority of his books were how to get rich, how to make money. and I'm finding this stuff, and I'm like, if you would have just looked what was here.
Don't tell me about it, man. Listen to this story real quick. I bought a locker. It was all boxes. I was like, it was an online auction. So you could see it you can buy locker. I don't know if anybody knows that, but you can buy lockers online, and you can just sit at home and make the bids and watch them throughout the week. And then, at the end of the 7 days, if you're the biggest bidder, you win. And then you have 3 days to clean that locker out. You have to drive to wherever it is. So make sure you're bidding in the right state, because I've made that mistake before. But anyway, that being said, I bought a locker, and it was all big, nice looking, handsome boxes. And you're like, yes, everything's packed beautifully. It's going to be amazing. I got there. I swear to God, I cleaned out a library.
Right.
All books. Yeah,
absolutely.
You ask Mrs. Hippie. I had so many books. I didn't know what to do. Books worth probably hundreds of dollars, but I didn't have enough time to go through them. There was old books, new book. Oh my God. I donated them all.
That hoarder
right around the corner. I went.
That hoarder house had probably 5,000 plus books in there.
Yeah,
I've sold tons of them, but I'll tell you, I probably still have 1,000 books left in my storage shed. So
I probably still have books laying around places that I don't even remember. But I got 2 trailers I got to go through still, and a shed, and my van. But my van's pretty empty. But the trailers are. I don't want to do it. Let's just put it there.
Anyway. Well, and like with me, I was brought up in antiques from little on. My grandparents had an antique shop. They collected antiques. My mom collected dolls, so she had a huge doll collection at the time. I was brought up in this collecting world, and to save stuff for future money, for future
if I
sales.
Didn't live in a subdivision, or if I lived on a commercial property, a piece of land, I would definitely have like a little store out by the front of the road, by the road.
Absolutely.
I would love that. I would love to have that. Even doing the radio, I would still have something with some sort of collection out there that I could be taking care of and selling. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. No, I completely agree. That's why
you have that, right? I mean, you live on your property, and then you have commercial property, so you're able to have the store there.
I know, it's wonderful. I love it.
I'm so jealous.
I wish my store out there was bigger. I have so much stuff, but
I dream of it. When I dream of your store, it's huge. I don't know why I think of it. It's like,
and
I hear about all the stuff, and I look around and I see all your stuff, and then you sent me another million videos today.
I know.
Pictures
I only have like maybe 900 square feet total between the 2 shops.
Crazy.
I know, but I need like 15,000 square feet to put everything.
Yeah, I had like 3 20 by 20 storage units full of shit before I moved into a big building and took over the whole basement of an elementary school.
Yeah. Well, and like growing up, we had when we moved to Wisconsin, my family bought a mansion. It was literally a mansion. There were 20 some rooms in the house. I think 26 rooms total. Like, it was huge. And the basement, I don't even know how tall the ceilings were down there, but it was like way up there. And I know being little, things look really tall, but I would have to say they were probably good 10-foot, 11-foot basement. Most of the rooms down there were piled high full of boxes, all full of stuff, because my grandpa would go and go to auctions every weekend,
buy
flea markets. He would just buy. That's how I got into it. I started when I was 6 years old. I went with my grandpa and paid $1 for 5 big boxes of junk, and then I sold it in their antique shop, and I made money. I started very young, and I grew up with this, and so I was in the collecting, hoarding aspect. And my mom, when we moved up here, she like expanded on her doll collection. Like, you cannot even believe the amount of dolls she had. She had 20,000 dolls. It was unbelievable, her collection. She actually had the largest.
Who would ever collect dolls or puppets?
Well, she did. She had the largest Shirley Temple collection in the Midwest. Really? And there was another lady that had it on display. Hers was never on display until, I pushed and we had a doll museum. And then her stuff got to be out on display, and it was amazing, but with her, she also had issues.
Did you have that in the mansion? Like, did she put it all out on display in the mansion finally when you were 18?
When we moved out of that house, we didn't sell it. We turned it into an antique shop on the first floor and a doll museum on the second floor. So that it was a huge.
When somebody bought it from you guys, or did you rent at that point?
No,
somebody bought it.
We sold it after
shop down there and a shop upstairs. They were like, "Yeah, this is exactly
when we didn't want to travel because there was a 30-minute drive from our new house to the old house, and that got tiring, and we gave up all that, and then moved into a smaller house, which was still maybe about 2,500 square feet. So it was a lot smaller than the big mansion house.
Yeah.
So we got rid of a lot of antiques, when we moved. And then her doll collection started to dwindle down.
Did it stay? I mean, did you sell as is, like with the stuff that was displayed in the house, in the mansion? Did that stay, or did it? The new people took ownership?
No, we got rid of everything. We sold everything prior to
so it was no longer a doll shop or a antique shop when you moved out of the mansion.
No, it was empty.
Okay.
It was empty.
But they bought it as is. I was like,
yeah. But we with her collecting, she had that other side of the hoard. Which you will see shortly. My hoard, which I call it. It's a collecting hoard.
Oh, I've seen it.
She had a collecting hoard of dolls, but she also had mental issues where she could not.
I know a lady with mental issues as well.
Like, I remember when I was little. Now this is back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. So I was like under 10.
I just got punched.
And
she assumed it was her. I didn't mean you, Mrs. Hippie. You don't have mental issues.
And
I'm the one with mental issues for staying with you.
But my mom's living room was also her office, and she had stacks of newspaper all the way to the ceiling. And she had to have a newspaper a day.
She was one of those.
And she didn't even read it. She would get it and she would place it on the pile and put a piece of paper towel in between or a piece of tissue paper in between. So then it was ready for the next day. She did have some amazing newspapers with articles on there, like unbelievable. But it was
newspapers are not as collectible as you think they are.
No.
I had some old ones, and there are some old ones. Like I had, I think something with Martin Luther King with his assassination. I had some newspaper clippings or newspaper from then, and some other Kennedy stuff maybe. But they never sold for much more than
no
$10, $20.
Right. Yeah. There's not a high value in it, and it's just like magazines. Like, I literally have thousands of magazines, like Time Life and Good Housekeeping and the Saturday Night Post.
Do you have National Geographic? Because I'll buy those.
I have some of those too. I got rid of most of them because there's not a lot of value
But I like the boobs. There's a lot of value in the boobs.
So I don't know what I have left of those.
You gotta get him out of the house before the boy. I know you have a young man in the house. He doesn't.
But in the shed, I have thousands of magazines, old stuff from the 20s, 30s. I have really old magazines, and I'm going to eventually get all that stuff online.
March 4th Productions would like to know if you have any High Times magazines. Do you?
I don't believe I ever got anything like that out of houses. I really never come across any of that stuff.
Hi, Nina. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
So, yeah, it was mainly, the old antique type magazines. That's what people always had in the cleanouts that we did.
I always found the Playboys. I mean, you always got your Playboy collection. Somebody always had a Playboy collection.
Exactly. I've come across some really old ones.
And then, you never really found Penthouse. I never really found Penthouse magazines. I would find the off brands,
maybe over the years, maybe 5, 6, if that. Not many at all.
Yeah, Penthouse was rough. I guess they had better pictures, maybe, and the men ruined them.
I don't know.
Anyway, going on. Move on. Sorry.
But yeah, because I grew up with that, I definitely became that collector, that hoarder, but not in the bad way of being a hoarder. I did not collect junk. I did not collect useless things. I keep things very organized. I know where everything is. Things are on display. I believe there's 2 types of hoarders. There is one that collects to show other people, look at this, be happy with this, have this experience, bring back the memories, stuff like that.
Did that with the Hess trucks that I had taught you all about. Yes. He has one of each every year from 73 on. 1970 is the year he was born, all the way up until now. He bought 2 this year. He buys one that he can display, and one that he has that's always going to stay in the box forever.
Well, and then the other type of hoarder is one that does it for themselves, that they're trying to fulfill something that's missing. I need to have this so I feel complete. Now, the problem with that side of it is you can collect things that you shouldn't collect. Like the newspapers. It might make you feel good, but there's really no value to that.
You ever watch that show, Hoarders? You've got.
Yes, I've seen that, and I've cleaned out houses like that.
Some of them people are. No offense, and I know it's a mental illness, and I love you, but I've seen people with collecting urine.
Yep.
And keeping bottles of urine, and I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
Mrs. Hippie doesn't have that issue.
That hoarder house that I cleaned out, he had 3 refrigerators, and they were actually one in front of each other. And when one broke, he put one in front, and then when that broke, he put another in front. And when I cleaned out that house, you do not want to know what that looked like inside from the 70s. And 80s.
First off, it was like bronze with little linoleum chips on it.
Yeah,
because it was from the 70s.
It was. There was even the rounded fridge in there, which was a really nice fridge, but it was so disgusting. It went out. There's nothing you could have done.
That's the shitty part of that job. Go ahead.
Exactly. Well, and then having to go through garbage because there's treasures there. It makes it very hard. That house took me 6 months to clean out because I had to go through everything.
I did one. We had to use a rake, and we were raking up dog shit and pizza boxes and food and clothes, and it was just so gross. But at the same time, there was baseball cards, and other stuff, and I'm like, is that a Mickey Mantle on a cigarette pack card right there? I'm like, holy shit.
Right. Well, see, and with
the dookie off of that,
with me being the outgoing collector, I like collecting and then showing off my collection. I like people to get enjoyment out of what I have. I don't keep it for myself and hide it. I show it. And one thing I gave you some pictures there to show. And when I lived at home, this was.
You want me to pull them up? Or?
Yeah, pull up the my room one. I created a room that was in my family's house, a wing of my family's house, and I was fascinated with Egyptian. So this is my bedroom. Now this is my bed. It would be at the bottom there, and I built a pyramid around my bed. So this TV, which you can see is an older TV, that's how long ago this was, that was on an angle so I could lay in bed and watch TV. And I built everything. So that was my entertainment there.
Nerd.
Exactly.
Sorry. I was just remembering the movie. So you ready to move on?
Yep, move on.
All right, here's more
Now
of your
that's
bedroom.
the back of my bed. So the headboard, it was 2 fish tanks, and then above that was all Egyptian statuary that I collected. And
now,
you can see the slant.
Valuable statuary?
It
Or was
wasn't
that kid statuary?
it was a reproduction statuary, but still,
you loved it. You loved it. Yeah.
There was stuff that was worth hundreds of dollars a piece. So it wasn't like it was, cheap Walmart statuary. It was
happy 420, everybody. Yeah,
it was stuff from there.
Toke them if you got them. We're working here. I ain't got time right now. I'm working. This is more important. I love statuary.
So
here's the fish tank.
Nope. That is a terrarium that's out in the living room area.
Oh.
And I had frogs and fish in there. So I built everything in this room. It was just an empty shell, and I built even my couch, which I don't have a straight picture of it. I don't think. You can go on the next one, but see, I have all the walls.
Egyptian head. Yeah, I see this.
Yep. Now that's my VHS collection.
Wow.
That's how old this is.
Wow.
Pre DVDs.
DVDs.
But I like the blue thing right there that you see.
There's the couch.
That's the part of the couch that I built.
Nice.
And then do you see on the right hand side there that door that's with curtains around?
Look-alike door, yeah.
Yep.
Or it is a door.
I created that. That was my closet. You had to push in on that door, and then it slid over behind the wall.
Oh, fancy. So
yeah, I wanted something really fancy.
Very nice.
You go to the next picture.
All right.
And that one is another shelving area.
And CDs. We're getting into CDs now.
Yep.
Music. Nice.
And books. My book collection.
Book collection, yeah.
Yep. Next. And that one there is. That's going down the stairway because I was on the second floor. So that was it looked like you walking into a tomb, and then I had shelving everywhere. And I
was this in the mansion house?
No. This was in a smaller country house.
Okay.
But I had the back room, and I took out a wall because I had a bathroom as well. So that made it a little bit bigger. And then there was a stairway going down to the dining room.
I'm sure I've asked you this before, but do you have siblings? Or were you an only child?
No, only child.
Only child. All right. There you are there, you handsome bastard.
Yeah, I know. That's me.
74. No, it's not.
But yeah, as you can see, I like displaying the stuff that I had. And at that time, I did not have. Huh?
What kind of cat is that?
That's a bobcat. I also collected taxidermy.
Oh, I was going to say, is that real? Are you walking the bobcat right now?
Nope. That was a stuffed. I love taxidermy.
Oh, okay. You're getting weirder and weirder as I know you. Should I move on to the next picture?
Yep. I think there's maybe only one more there. And that there was another TV for the living room. So you can barely see there the TV, and then I have my guitar and that. So
yeah.
But everything was built in. Like when it came to that's going to be for later. The next picture. So when it came to having my collections, I want it out in the open, just like what you're going to see here in a little bit. My collections are for everyone to see. I don't hoard to fulfill this gap and hide it.
It's not a mental.
No.
Well, your wife and I might beg to differ.
I know. No, I collect, I hoard for future, for my kids, my family to have something when I'm long gone, and they can do whatever they want with it. Keep it, sell it, whatever. It's an investment.
I get it, but it's also a lot of work for them.
It is.
Yeah.
So
you should probably sell it all. So if everything's for sale, if you go to WTHC-20, you get 20% off. Go to toysplayatnight.com and start buying all his antiques and his
and I'm working on getting more and more stuff on there too.
No, you're doing great.
So, but talking about having stuff for sale, I do have a lot. And so we only have about 4 minutes before the commercial break. So why don't you pull up the next pictures since we're here?
Okay.
And we can talk about.
You're the boss.
So this is my storage shed. My storage shed is full of antiques, and it is 14 by 44. I have 10-foot high shelves, and it goes way beyond the shelves. So we can just click through because I have 2 aisles there. The one side is all filled because I ran out of room, but it is boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. This is all antiques from when I had an antique mall. I had a lot of antiques for sale, closed that down. We had to pack it all up. I got into toys instead. So my antique collection is just stored away for right now. We're slowly trying to pick away at it, get stuff online, put stuff on Marketplace. You know, I need to make room. I have a lot. This is a hoard. Most definitely. It's an organized hoard.
Is it really organized though?
It is. It absolutely is. Because I have everything
really organized?
I have everything in sections. You know, I know where stuff is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's huge. There's a lot of stuff there. You can see.
Yeah. You could open up your own flea market right in there.
Absolutely. I have so much. But this is why I say I'm never going to get through it all.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
there's 1,000 boxes.
25 boxes right here on this top shelf.
There's 1,000 boxes.
And they're probably all full
of antiques.
Of good stuff, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
But that's why I say we need a bigger place. We need to get stuff going. And, you know, I don't have issues with selling things. You know, I don't have issues with getting rid of stuff. I throw stuff away. You know, I don't have problems with that. Where people that, you know, actually have hoarding issues, they can't get rid of anything.
Hey, Hippie, how are you?
Santa Claus, Mr. Potato Head, I need one of those.
I am feeling
So what are you on? Are you on the basement? Okay, this is the basement stuff. So this is my toy storage now. So in our basement, you know, this is where I moved all the toy storage because we had to take over the garage with the other part of the shop. So
what's up, man? How you feeling?
I have like 150 bins of toys. There's thousands of board games. There's just so much that I'm going through. And we price things weekly, so we're constantly getting new stuff out.
Oh yeah, we got.
But the problem is, I keep on buying as well.
How many Swinger sewing machines do you have?
We have 2
right now. Currently, how many have you had in your lifetime?
Between yesterday and the
at one time when we had the antique shop,
like
we might have had 10 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I might have had 50 in my
Parker
lifetime.
said women should be
everywhere you go to the damn sewing machine. That's old.
Than guys
you think it's going to be worth something?
More
It's
accurate,
not.
No, they're not.
They're worthless. I mean, they're not worthless, but they're not great.
And absolutely, the comment there's way over $100,000 in those boxes.